I came with the idea that let us all go out and look for money for the association. Of course, within the ambit of what we were allowed to do. In March this year, I got Kebbi State to sponsor NEC. Attorney General said he would sponsor, and I got support from the Kebbi State government. They paid all our fees. After, yes, they paid everything, 100%. The Attorney General paid, so the NEC we had in Kebbi was at no cost to the Nigerian Bar Association, not a dime of your money did we use for that NEC.
In fact, it's all over.
The records are there. After NEC, I received an additional 50 million naira. None of them knew. But my God Almighty knew that I got 50 million naira for the purposes of NEC. A friend to the Attorney General, whom the Attorney General had told that he should come and support us, came through after NEC. All expenses had been paid, except payments that I made from my own office account for air tickets with Max Air. If you recall, we had problem with Asban. We had to move to Max. I paid from my office 6.5 or 6 million naira for air tickets. I also paid another 3.4 million naira or thereabout. The receipts are there for payment for flights for national officers and our secretariat staff that went for that NEC meeting, coming to about 10 million naira. That money was received in hard currency. I said to them, they gave us an equivalent of 50 million naira. I could have kept it. Nobody would have known. But what about God? Will I be able to sleep if I did that?
Correct.
I was carrying it in my bag. The GS came to my office. I brought out the money and showed him. I said, see the money they gave us. And that is because God has helped me to overcome the temptation with money. All of you know that money speaks. When you work with your colleague and payment is made, you begin to hear a voice. What did he do? Why should you give him that amount of money that you've agreed? You must be able to rise above that.
Yes.
Did I hear voices telling me that I should chop that money? Yes, I did. Did I need that 50 million naira at that time? Yes, I did. I can tell you some of the things that I planned to do with the money. But I chose to follow my heart instead of my head. I told you. I paid the equivalent of that 50 million naira, less the 10 million for the air tickets. And we took that decision at our National Executive Committee meeting for me to pay the money into the NEC account, less 10 million naira. I paid 40 million naira into that account. And then when we had the SLP conference and also the last NEC meeting, National Executive Committee meeting, I stepped out for a while. I came back. The first vice presided over that meeting. And I came. They had passed a resolution that they would share that the 40 million. I said, no, you can't share it. No, I said, no. No. I said, okay, so do a memo now and tell me why that money should be shared. I refused. Gentlemen, as I speak to you, the last NEC meeting that we had, this last pre-AGC NEC meeting, all expenses were paid from that account. So this last NEC meeting was at no cost to the Nigerian Bar Association. I didn't have to take your money to do that. These are my offenses. treasurer talked about 10%. The chairmen are all here. We had issues with our IT consultant, and I explained this during the last NEC meeting. That was why we couldn't pay 10% due to the branches from payments of bad practices, because he held back the data, the information. So we have all the details of those who paid bad practicing fees, but we cannot allocate branches to them because that data is with him. And I had to perform this obligation put on me by the Constitution. So I told our IT consultants and the accounts department, how do we go about doing this? Because we have to pay the 10%, even though we don't have this. So they